on Saturday, June 8th at 5:30 to 8. Harmonious Healing Sound Bath with Elizabeth Zach on Sunday, June 9th, 6:45 to 7:45. Get Upside Down, an inversions workshop with Larry on Friday, June 14th, 6:30 to 8 p.m. And super excited, mark your calendar. We have Yoga and Tabla with Anisha and Narain on Friday, June 21st, 6:30 to 8. That's always a really yummy evening. And I guess that falls right around the equinox. It's like almost June. Happy unofficial beginning of summer. And shout out to all of the heroes in our harried history who have fought for what we get to enjoy today on this land. If you or yours have heroes, our love goes to them today. We're gonna do some yoga. Folks have requested shoulders and hips. We can definitely hit those spots. By the way, my name's Mariel. This is Melissa. I'll do most of the facilitating. She'll do most of the walking around and helping. We are bringing back assists. They're getting rave response. We do promise to do our best to ask before any kind of assisting or touching, and anything other than a clear yes we take as a no. Nothing, like, we don't take it personal. We'll offer assist. We know some poses you might like an assistant, some poses you may not. That's totally cool. You might not want an assist in any pose. If you have questions about that, feel free to ask before or after a class. And Melissa's been in a training with me for the last couple months and learning a lot of like my really yummy assists that I haven't been getting to lately. So you're in luck. Twisting. Yeah, twisting. And then just like, because there are a couple new folks, the main things here, hey Melanie, are everything I offer to you is an invitation, an offering, by no means an obligation. Please feel free and encouraged to take it or leave it, to modify as you like. I am that yoga teacher that is not offended at all when you do your own thing on your mat. I've definitely had teachers here who have like asked people to leave class if they're gonna do their own thing historically. I don't care at all. This is your practice, and I'm so grateful this day and age that we get to practice together again. So you do you, I'll facilitate, take it or leave it, and here we go. Take as comfortable a seat as humanly possible for you in this moment. Notice where you are. You can allow the eyes to soften and close. Or if it's not comfortable for you to close the eyes, just let the eyes soften and sort of cast downward softly. Do you want this? Yeah, you're welcome. The entire physical practice of yoga is first and foremost in service to the breath, to the prana, to the vital energy that fills us, enlivens us, surrounds us, and connects us to each other and all that is. And so the physical practice is an opportunity to align ourselves, engage ourselves, and stretch and move ourselves through aligned engagement in ways that are strategically designed to optimize and enhance our capacity for breath, our capacity for energy, and our capacity for life. Just by turning awareness to the breath, notice if and how naturally the breath begins to deepen and expand. And as we begin to step into greater participation with the dance of the breath, we can consciously slow down the beginning of the inhale through the nose, trace the breath into your seat, into your ground of being, even 12 inches into the earth. And from there, let the breath fill you all the way up to your crown. And then slow down the beginning of the exhale through the nose. Feel the belly contract and soften as you gently press the breath out, all the way out. Slow return of the breath in, down into your ground of being, up to your crown. And as you stretch the breath a little longer, can you pull the breath down into your heart so that the breath can ignite the heart? And as you exhale, let the breath flow out, heartfelt, in all directions. A couple more times like this. We take a deep breath in and down to connect to the earth. Let it be full, fully full, and turn it into the heart. And the breath ignites the indwelling light of the heart. And the heart illuminates and inspires the mind and the body and emanates from inside out on the currents of the exhale, far and wide. The breath connects us from heart to heart, wherein the voice of the true teacher resides, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful, the source of supreme love and divine wisdom, never further than the indwelling light of the heart, which is never further than the space between the breaths. On your next breath, we'll bring the hands together before the heart in Anjali Mudra, a gesture of self-reverence that acknowledges the voice of the true teacher, never further than the heart, which is never further than the breath, and a gesture that places this aspect of ourselves before us as a guide for at least the time we spend together. Together, let's set the tone for our practice today by sharing the voices of our hearts and the sound of an Om. You can feel free to join into the sound or let it wash over you. Deep breath in. Bow to your heart, keeping that awareness inward, unwavering. Release the hands, blink open the eyes. Be curious to hear what that sounds like at the end. Come onto all fours in a tabletop position. Find your breath. Just begin by linking breath and movement. Ujjayi pranayama if and as you like. Otherwise, just natural, full, deep breaths. As you exhale, round your back. As you inhale, arch. As you dial your awareness into your breath and your breath into your body, you might begin to notice what it is that you need or want from your practice today, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Is there anything you need or want to let in? Anything you need or want to let go? Anything you need or want to cultivate? Take an extra round of breath on each side of the stretch. Give yourself a moment to sort of linger. And then we'll come into a neutral spine position. Let's bring the forearms to the floor. You can bring your hands into Anjali Mudra or just interlace the fingers, whatever feels more stable for you. Stretch your right leg back with the ball of the foot on the ground and just press your heel back. And breathe into what can't be seen, but can be felt. And as you press the heel back, slide the heart center, the breastbone forward. And then lower the right knee towards the earth, stretch back through the left leg, and press the left heel back. And reach the heart forward as you push the heel back. Lower the left knee down. Tuck the toes and lift the knees and hips up. And walk the feet forward. Lift the heels, bend the knees. Look towards your hands and press your upper back towards your thighs. And then press your right thigh bone back and root your right heel down. Get a big stretch through that right leg. And then bend the right knee and stretch the left thigh back. Reach the left heel back and down. And bend the left leg and walk the feet all the way back to a forearm plank. Slow down the inhale. Slow down the exhale. Big breath in. As you exhale, lower the right knee down. Press the left heel back. Inhale, lift the right knee up. Exhale, lower the left knee down. Press the right heel back. Inhale, lift the left knee up. Press both heels back and reach the heart forward. Lower your hips. Yep, lower the knees, the thighs, the hips, the belly. Bend the right leg. With your right hand, find your right foot. And rather than trying to pull the heel in for right now, think more shoulder stretch. Press the foot back into the hand. You can grab your sock or your pant leg even, or find a strap. And you can prop yourself up on your left forearm and kick the foot back. And then maybe ever so gently look to the left, like chin towards the left shoulder. Belly breath. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly softens. Release. Gently bend the left leg. Press the left knee down to avoid any hamstring cramping, and then reach for the pant leg, the foot, or the ankle. And rather than trying to pull the heel in for a thigh stretch, we're not ready for that just yet. Think more press the foot back into the hand for a shoulder stretch. Press the left foot back, press the left knee down, belly breathing. And then maybe lower the chin to the right shoulder. Belly breath. And gently release. And plant the hands alongside the chest and push up and back. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, you can always lower your knees so that you're in more of a puppy pose. You can pad the knees with a blanket as needed. And here in down dog, bend the left leg to stretch back through the right leg. Take a breath or two there. And then the right leg to stretch through the left leg. A breath or two there. We'll walk the feet halfway forward and the hands halfway back. Ground through the heels, bend the legs. Climb your hands onto your thighs, like chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend the legs a lot and bring the palms to the outer shins. Reach down for your outer shins. And with your palms, press your shins in. And as you press your shins in, press your inner knees out. Can you feel the opening in your hips there? The shins press in, the inner knees press out. Try to keep it as you inhale the arms up. Exhale, sit deeper. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Pause, breathe, feel, notice. Maybe find the rhythmic beating of your heart, the flow of the breath, the support of the earth. Release the hands, step to the top of your mat. As you inhale, reach the arms up. With your right hand, find your left wrist and reach up and over to the right. And as you reach over to the right, send your hips to the left and root through the left leg more, so much that maybe the right foot gets lighter. Inhale through center. Left hand for right wrist, reach up and over to the left. Sway your hips to the right more. Push down through your right leg, inner edge of the right foot. Left foot gets a little lighter. Inhale through center. One more time to each side here. Right hand holds the left wrist. Reach up and over. Send the hips way to the left. And as you exhale, slide the ribs back, slide the head back, and now bring the biceps back. Inhale, reach up. Switch sides, reach up, and then out and over to the left. Send your hips to the right. Root through the right leg. And as you exhale, think ribs back, like bow in, look towards your heart and belly. Keep the sides of the waist pulling back as you bring the skull back. And now biceps by the ears. Woo. Inhale through center. Exhale, bend the legs, fingertips touch the earth. Step your right foot back to a lunge. Spin the back heel to the earth. Inhale for warrior two. Stretch your stance and then stand your ground. Pull your feet towards each other. And as you reach back through the right arm, bend the left leg deeper. As you reach back through the right arm, slide the right fingertips down your back shin, flip the left palm up, and reach up and back through the left palm. Slide the ribs back, the head back, the left bicep back, and then turn your chest towards the sky. Bend the front leg deeper. Inhale to center. Push the front leg straight. Draw the kneecap up more than back. And as you exhale, left fingertips to the floor or a block. For triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. You got it. Find your breath. As you inhale, link breath and action. Pull the feet towards each other. Draw the kneecaps up. Send your pubic bone back. And as you exhale from the core of the pelvis, push down through the legs, out through the legs, and then lean back, rest back over your shoulders. On your next exhale, pass through lunge. Take a big step forward. Right foot meets the left foot. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold. And we're going to step the left foot back to the lunge. Lower the left heel down. Inhale for warrior two. Scoot your back foot back. Stretch your stance. Take a wider stance, a broader stance. And then stand your ground by rooting through the legs and pulling the feet towards each other. Feel the strength, the power of your legs activate from the ground all the way up into the hips. And then as you reach straight back through your back fingertips, let the top of the front thigh descend. Turn your right palm up, reach back, and then slide the left fingertips down the left shin. Just kind of like we did in chair pose, Utkatasana, press the shin in if you can reach it. And as you press the shin in, try to lift the inner back thigh up away from the floor. Squeeze the front heel in. Bend deeper as you reach up, out, and back through your top fingertips. Inhale through center. Push your front leg straight. Try not to lock that knee. Exhale for triangle pose. Right fingertips to the floor or a block in Utthita Trikonasana. Belly breath as you inhale, feel the center expand. As you exhale, feel the center soften. As you inhale, the belly expands, pull the feet towards each other, draw energy from the earth, up the legs, into the power of your center. And as you exhale from the core of your pelvis, push down, push, bless you, push down and out through the legs to extend through the spine, the crown, the fingertips. Gorgeous. Exhale, pass through lunge. And we'll take it back to downward facing dog. Find your breath. Inhale to plank, lower the knees, shrug the shoulders. And as you exhale, bend the elbows the bare minimum as you bring your hips forward and down to the ground to land right in cobra. We call that chaturanga bypass. Flick the toenails down, claw the fingertips towards the feet, and the roof of your mouth, press it back. You'll feel the upper back engage more, the chest, the lungs, the shoulders open. Press the hands down, in, and back as you slide the palate back and up. On an exhale, we'll meet in downward dog. Find your breath. On an inhale, float the right leg to the sky. As you exhale, catch your lunge. Lower the back knee down, pad the back knee as needed, and bring your right fingertips to the floor or a block right inside your right foot. I have long arms, so I'm going to ditch the block. And you're going to press arm into leg, so your right arm is inside your right leg, and press arm into leg, leg into arm. Can you feel that in your hip? Arm into leg, leg into arm. Open the left arm to the sky. It's an open belly twist. As you inhale, arm into leg, leg into arm. As you exhale, lean back on your shoulders. Press arm into leg, leg into arm, lean back. Inhale to untwist. Left fingertips to the floor or the block on the left side of your mat. Pull the back knee forward, front foot back as you inhale, and then exhale, right arm to the sky. Think as you inhale, pull the back knee and front foot towards each other, feel the legs engage, and you can tie that strength into the twist as you exhale from the left waistline, twist to the right. Inhale to untwist. Exhale, step it back to downward dog. And just pause here to notice. We haven't done a whole lot in the hamstrings yet, but that was just a lot of big hip opening in the right hip. Does the right leg feel longer and or more grounded from just having opened the hips? Find your breath. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Left fingertips to the floor or the block inside the left foot. Press arm into leg, leg into arm with the knee directly over the ankle, and then open the right arm to the sky. Belly breathing even here. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly contracts. Press arm into leg, leg into arm, and lean back. Inhale to untwist. Take the block a little more to the right, right hand to the block. Bring left hand to left thigh. Pull the back knee forward, pull the front foot back, and as you exhale from the right waistline, twist to the left. Left hand can come to the hip if there's strain in the shoulder or neck, or left arm to the sky if it feels free to do so. And as you inhale, pull the back knee forward. As you exhale, lean back on your shoulders. Inhale to untwist. Exhale. Inhale to plank. Exhale for chaturanga, or that chaturanga bypass, where you lower your knees, lower the hips down and forward, and just come right through to cobra to protect the shoulder girdle, the shoulders, the rotator cuff muscles. Pull the hands back, and on an exhale, we'll meet in downward dog. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it through to lunge. Back heel to the ground. Inhale, warrior two. Get the front knee directly over the ankle, and if the top of the thigh is higher than the knee, scoot your back foot back, stretch your stance a little bit more. I know it'll feel a little destabilizing. Then bend the front leg till it's parallel, and now to sustain it, pull your feet towards each other. You got that. Reach back through your back fingertips, let the front thigh descend. Inhale to reverse the warrior. Reach up and out through your top fingertips. Exhale, the front thigh descends one more inch. Inhale to warrior two. Right fingertips to the floor or the block, left arm overhead. Press arm into leg, leg into arm to leverage the open twist towards the sky. Pull your feet towards each other. Nothing changes in the legs. Inhale, warrior two. Push the front leg straight. Exhale, triangle pose. Press the inner edge of your front foot down. Press the inner back heel back. Exhale to pass through lunge. Find your blocks. Take them on the highest height. Oops. Lower your back knee down, walk your back knee back, walk your blocks back, and then we'll shift the hips back. Lift the ball of your front foot up high. Pull the ball of the foot, the toes towards the kneecap. Draw the kneecap up towards the hip. Draw the outer front hip crease back. You can even put your hand there and pull the hip crease back. And breathe into what can't be seen, but can be felt. On your exhale, pass through lunge. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. And once again, take a moment to pause, to reflect the difference from side to side, if any. That as we align ourselves, engage ourselves, and stretch ourselves through aligned engagement, are we finding, creating more space for the breath to flow more deeply and fully and freely in us, as us, through us. On the inhale, we'll float the left leg to the sky. Exhale to catch your lunge. Back heel to the earth. Inhale for warrior two. Prioritize the breath. Stretch your stance. Front knee directly over the ankle, and if the top of the thigh is higher than the knee, walk your back foot back, Bend the front leg deeper, and then to sustain it, pull the feet towards each other. As you squeeze the front heel, guide the front knee open, turn the left palm up, reach the right fingertips down to the right shin, push into the outer right shin as you reach up and back and out through your left fingertips. Let the top of the left thigh descend and press the inner knee towards the little toe. Whew. Inhale through center. Exhale, left fingertips to the floor or a block, right arm overhead. Utthita Parsva Konasana, extended side angle. See if you can find a connection between your outer arm and your inner thigh, and press arm into leg and leg into arm to leverage yourself a deeper opening. Pull the feet towards each other, turn the right palm to the sky. Inhale, warrior two. Push the front leg straight. Whew. Exhale, triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Find your breath, offer it to your breath. As you inhale, the belly expands. As you exhale, the belly softens. On your next exhale, pass through lunge. And we'll find downward facing, we'll bring the blocks to high to frame the front foot, almost forgot. Lower the back knee, pad the back knee. Walk the back knee back, walk the blocks back. And then shift your hips back, runner stretch or Ardha Hanumanasana. Press the front heel down and pull the heel back. Lift the front knee up like a little bend in the leg, and then rather than pressing the knee down, press the thigh bone down. And you might even bring the left hand to the outer left hip crease and pull it back. Belly breathing. Exhale to pass through lunge. Downward facing dog. A linking vinyasa in the style of you, which just means to link breath with movement with action. So it could be cat-cow, it could be a classical linking vinyasa, it could be child's pose. You can inhale, maybe plank or something like it. Exhale to lower in the style of you. Inhale for cobra, cobra dog, up dog if you feel ready. And the exhale takes us back to downward facing dog. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. We're going to take the blocks high in front of us, way out in front. And take a big step forward and up, supported warrior three. So you could also do warrior three on your back, this way. Turn the back toes in, and rather than lifting from the left hip or the left foot, sort of draw the left hip point towards the right foot, hug the left foot to the midline, and try to press your left thigh bone to the sky. And then push into your blocks to lift the rib cage to the back of your body, kind of like a cat stretch there, and anchor the tailbone down so much you feel the pelvis lift off the front thigh. Keeping that, start to reach your heart forward, your sternum forward, the breastbone forward. Maybe come high onto fingertips. You can walk the blocks more forward as you like. And from the left waistline, start to twist to the right hand to the right hip. Draw the right shoulder up and back. The more you squeeze the back leg to the midline, the more you're going to find the twist. And maybe reach the right arm to the sky. Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana, revolved half moon pose. Squeeze your back foot more to the midline, more, Amy, like 4 feet. Yeah, now lean back on your shoulder blades, awesome. Inhale to unwind. Exhale, step back to lunge. Downward facing dog. Push through the arms to lift through the hips and ground through the heels. Notice what you feel what you notice. And on an inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch the lunge. Take the blocks out in front of you on their highest height. Left knee and toes point straight ahead and take a big step forward and up, supported warrior three. So the hips are square. The tendency is to want to lift the back hip up, and then the front of the pelvis drops on the front thigh. That's not sustainable. So we want to actually wrap the back hip towards the standing foot, turn your back toes in, And with the left hand on the left hip, tack the left hip back. And hug the back foot right up to the midline. And rather than lifting from the hip or the foot, press your back thigh to the sky. Now reach the heart forward, and from the right waistline, twist to the left. Draw the left shoulder blade to the spine. You can stay right there. Maybe reach the left arm to the sky. Find your breath. As you inhale, belly expands. Press your back thigh up. Hug the back foot in more. As you exhale, lean back on your shoulder blades. Inhale to untwist. Exhale, step back through your low lunge. Take downward dog. Rest here. Sip water or let the breath carry you through the linking vinyasa in the style that suits you. Okay. Lower the knees down, sit back for just a moment. I think we're warm. Yay, summer. Gonna do warrior 3. Virabhadrasana 3. Not one of my personal favorites, but it feels appropriate for the holiday that we can struggle a little in warrior 3 and feel what it feels like. I think, the best thing in a hard pose is to take it as an opportunity to awaken something inside of you that suits you, that fuels you, that nourishes you. When you think of warrior or hero or someone fighting for the values in their heart of hearts, what does that engender in you? What do you want to cultivate in a pose that's going to challenge you to awaken that spirit inside? There's so many different, it could be anything for you. It could be courage. It could be steady gaze inward as I stretch myself outward. It could be stand my ground. It could be, even just the word courage itself. The path of yoga is the path of the engaged heart. All of the practices of yoga combined are about awakening the heart and the voice of the true teacher in the heart. And the word courage literally means to engage the heart. Like the French root cœur and the suffix age means to engage your heart. So in a pose that's really challenging or in a situation that's really challenging, it's so easy to lose connection to the heart, right? Or lose connection to the breath. And anyone ever fly off the handle? Right? This morning. No, not this morning, but often. So the key is to take the time on the mat to cultivate the capacity, the bandwidth to stay connected to the heart, to stay connected to the breath in the face of challenge, so that when we face those situations in our lives, we have tools to stay centered, to stay connected to the wisdom, the values, the virtues of the heart. This is a challenging pose. We might do it more than once because there's a lot to find and explore here. And just the reminder to go at your pace and whatever it is you want to cultivate, prioritize that. And if the form gets in the way of the spirit, choose spirit over form, okay? So let's have the blocks high at the top of the mat. They're already there. Does anybody need blocks or need an extra block? In other words, an extra block would be, or an extra set of blocks would be, and Melissa can come around with this, if the hamstrings are really, really tight, rather than being here, you might actually want to be here. You want to stack the deck in your favor. It's called having good resources. And look at all these blocks. So raise your hand if you would like another set of blocks. Please don't be shy. We can bring them around. Otherwise, we'll just use one set of blocks on their high height, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Oh, one more thing. Lower down for a second. Sorry. Just because I said this while you were in the pose before. So again, to prioritize spirit over form, just, everyone has to discern for themselves where they're at. This is also warrior 3. You could have your hands here or a strap here, and you could do warrior 3 with the full support of the earth beneath you, okay? Lots of different ways to experience and express the pose. Okay, downward dog. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Scooch those blocks maybe a little further forward than you think. And as you inhale, reach up, crescent lunge. Front knee and toes point straight ahead. And the tendency here in lunge is for the top of the front of the pelvis to kind of sit on the top of the thigh. We're going to reach forward just a little bit and lift the back thigh higher. And now see if you can anchor the tailbone down and get the front of the pelvis to lift off the thigh. Reach forward, and you want to actually feel like you could pitch a Barbie tent in the space between the top of the thigh and the front of the pelvis. Now, keeping that push off your back foot, reach for the blocks. Standing knee and toes point straight ahead. Flex your back foot. Squeeze the back ankle and shin, the back foot to the midline. Hug the left hip point towards the standing foot, and rather than lifting from the hip or the foot, press your thigh bone to the sky. Push into your blocks to puff the rib cage up. Look forward and reach the right biceps by the right ear. Draw the belly up, the ribs up, maybe reach the left biceps by the left ear. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, bend the legs. Hands tap the earth. Step the right foot back, step the left foot back, downward dog. On your inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch the lunge. Inhale, reach up. So again, when we reach up, the tendency is to notice the front of the pelvis sort of lays on the thigh. We want to reach forward, lean forward, lift the back thigh up, and as the back thigh lifts up, anchor the tailbone down. Feel the front of the pelvis lift, maybe starting to burn. As the front of the pelvis stays lifting, reach forward, push off your back foot, hands to blocks. Notice if we dropped the front of the pelvis onto the front thigh, squeeze the back shin to the midline, wrap the right hip towards the left foot, anchor the tailbone down, lift the front of the pelvis up, 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 up. Push into the blocks to lift the front of the rib cage towards the back body. And then reach the left arm overhead. Draw the belly up, look forward, reach the right arm overhead. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Bend the legs, plant the hands, step the left foot back, step the right foot back, downward dog. Notice what you feel what you notice. Let the breath be strong. Let the heart be strong. As you inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it through to lunge. Bring your hands to the blocks and take a big step forward. Now it's harder here to get the front of the pelvis to lift. Hug the back shin and foot more to the midline, more. Wrap the outer left hip point towards the standing foot. And as you press the left thigh up, anchor the tailbone and the right buttock flesh down in order to lift the front of the pelvis up. Push into the blocks. Come on to tippiest of fingertips. Push the blocks down and forward to slide the ribs back. Look forward, slide the head back. Bring right hand to right hip. Bring left hand to left hip. Flex the back foot. Lift the back thigh 1 more inch. Exhale, bend the standing leg, reach back, lunge. Big breath in. Exhale, plant the hands. Downward dog. Notice what you feel what you notice. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch the lunge. Hands to the blocks. Big step forward and up, supported warrior 3. Flex the back foot, turn the back toes in, squeeze the back foot in. Think wrap your back hip down towards the front foot. Left hand to left hip, tack the left hip back. And then push the tippiest of fingertips into the block to lift the belly up, to lift the front of the pelvis up, to lift the ribs up, lift the gaze up. Left hand to left hip, right hand to right hip. Lift the back thigh 1 more inch. Awesome. Bend the standing leg, slow step back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant the hands, bring it down to earth. Downward facing dog. Good news, I think. Right leg through to pigeon prep. Ekapada Rajakapotasana prep. Whew. We'll bring the forearms to the floor. Not trying to lose friends today. And then even here, the tendency is for the front of the pelvis to just kind of dump onto the front leg. Wherever you are, you can gently sort of press the back knee down and forward. Stick your butt out. That'll like tip the pelvis even more forward, but it opens the pelvic floor. And into that space, anchor the tailbone, and then the front of the pelvis lifts. Can you feel that? And when the front of the pelvis is lifting, now maybe, can you walk the back knee back an inch? That's called a hip opener, my friends. Plant the hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee and thigh up. Take the right leg high to the sky. Do whatever you like to do there. You might like to open the hips, bend the top leg. As you like. We'll meet in downward dog. Let's bring the left side through to pigeon prep. Left knee wide to the left, and forearms can come to the floor in front. Bring the back knee a little more to the midline and feel to have more weight on the outer edge of the back knee. And then notice if the front of the pelvis is sort of tilting down and forward. Press the back knee down and pull the back knee forward. Lift the hips, stick your butt out. And now anchor the tailbone, and you should get a big lift of the front of the pelvis off the front thigh. Nice. Breathing even there, try not to drop the front of the pelvis. Can you keep the front of the pelvis lifting as you walk the back knee back? Pull the back knee forward, anchor the tailbone, the left butt cheek down, left hip point lifts, and soften between the shoulders, the neck, the jaw, the brow. Plant the hands, downward dog. We're going to take right leg through to lunge. Lower the back knee down, of course, padding as needed. And then you can walk your left hand over to the left, bend the left leg, heel to butt cheek, and think less than heel to butt cheek. Think top of the thigh to the heel. Twist open, right arm to the sky, and with your right hand, reach for your left foot. See that your front knee and toes point straight ahead, and as you take the top of your back thigh towards the heel, you might be able to walk your left fingertips inside your right foot. Some of you might be able to bring the left forearm to the floor or a block. You want to make sure that the pelvis isn't dropping. We want the back of the back thigh to move towards the back heel, and then keeping the top of the front thigh towards the front heel as you twist open and breathe. Gently release. Pass through your lunge. Take it back through dog. We'll take left side through to lunge. Lower the back knee down. Walk your right hand over to the right. Bend the back leg and think thigh to heel, heel to thigh. Twist open. Left hand for right foot. Bind yourself to yourself. And try not to drop the pelvis. Think top of the left thigh, right thigh moves towards the right heel, and top of the left thigh moves towards the left heel. You might be able to walk your right fingertips inside the left foot. You might like to bring your forearm to the floor or a block. It's a hip opener and a shoulder opener all at once. Gently release. Downward dog. right leg through to lunge. Can lower the back knee down, pad with the blanket, and bring both hands to the front thigh. On the inhale, we'll reach the left arm up, and with your exhale, tap your left elbow outside your right thigh. You can bring your hands to prayer if you like. And press arm into leg and leg into arm. Keep your back toes tucked so that if desired, you can push into the ball of the back foot and lift your back knee up. Press arm into leg and leg into arm. Maybe, whether back knee is down or lifted, extend your left fingertips towards the floor. They may not touch. Right arm to the sky. Press arm into leg, leg into arm. One more of the biggest, fullest breaths. You gotta breathe up into the back and sides of the waist. Twist a little deeper with the exhale. Lower the back knee. Inhale to untwist. Exhale for downward dog. Downward dog, puppy pose or child's pose. Breathe, feel, notice. We'll meet in dog, and with an exhale, take your left foot through to lunge. Lower the back knee down. Pad the back knee. Keep the back toes tucked here, and bring both hands to the front thigh. As you inhale, reach the right arm to the sky. And as you exhale, tap the right elbow outside the left leg. You can stay right here or bring hands in prayer, totally up to you. I kind of like left hand on the upper thigh, right elbow outside the left leg. Press arm into leg, leg into arm, belly breath. Maybe with the back toes, tucked under, you might want to lift the back knee, totally optional. Big breath, feel the back of the rib cage, back of the waist. Whether back knee is up or down, maybe extend right fingertips towards the floor, left arm to the sky. It doesn't have to touch the floor. The fingertips don't touch the sky, but press arm into leg, leg into arm. Lift the back thigh higher, bend the front leg deeper. Whew. Inhale to untwist. Exhale to downward dog. The breath ignites the heart, the indwelling light of the heart informs, illuminates, inspires the power of the mind, the power of the body. Here in the gift of conscious breathing, embodiment, from the heart center and the center of the chest, push through the arms to lift through the sides of the waist, to launch through the hips, and then ground through the heels. And on the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. As you exhale, big step forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Press the thumbs into the sternum into the thumbs. Reach forward, reach the heart forward. Tack that right hip crease back and the right buttock flesh down so the right hip lifts as you push off your back foot for warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3, hands to heart. Put a little bend in your standing leg, point the back foot, tap the back foot down, flex the back foot, lift it up, lift the thigh up. Exhale, left toes kiss the earth. Inhale, lift the thigh bone to the sky. Exhale, toes tap the earth, lift the thigh to the sky. And now rather than pressing the standing knee back, press the thigh back. Good, step back to lunge. Plant the hands. Downward dog. Your butt's gonna look so cute this summer. And when somebody asks, you better say 3 queens. I'm just kidding. Left foot through to lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. And this is like, I just want to pause. How's a pause sound? Let's touch the floor. Lower the back knee down and just have a seat for a sec. And this is just one of those things, like when people say core work, they think like the front of the abs or something. When anyone asks for core work, like these are the core muscles of your glutes that are just tend to be latent, unawake. Did you feel that? You felt it. when we wake up these core muscles of the glutes, like, yay, maybe cute butt, if you care about that. I'm not a butt person, but I know people are. But also like, yay, less low back pain. Yay, less hip pain. Because your legs, like from the hips down, governs your lower back. And these are the core muscles of your glutes and legs that support and sustain the rest of the weight of your being in a world that is heavy. So let's wake up all these deeper core parts of ourselves to help sustain us, to help sustain bandwidth. Good news, we only have 2 sides and we're on the second side. Any questions on it? So if it's like, it's not a no pain, no gain model. It's definitely spirit over form. And by spirit, it's like connection to the breath over the form of the pose. So if you need to like not be dynamic and be more still, be more still. If you need to be more dynamic than we're being, be more dynamic, like shorter breaths, quicker movements. It's all about really finding your pace and being invited to find your pace. Then you can certainly play with bending or straightening the standing leg more or less to alleviate where you find pressure. There's not like a one fix. You might find bending your leg more does the trick. You might find unbending the leg does the trick, but don't lock the knee, okay? Just please don't lock the knee. Second side, downward dog. Find your breath first and foremost. I mean, my right butt cheek is talking to my left butt cheek and being like, I'm cuter than you. The inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it through to lunge. Left butt cheek's like, I'm gonna get you. Hands to heart. So we tap into the center. We engage the heart. We prioritize the engagement of the heart, which is to prioritize the connection to the breath. Keeps the heart engaged. We press thumbs into sternum, press sternum into thumbs, tack that left hip crease back and anchor the tailbone down and push off the back foot. Sort of step into warrior 3. Bend the standing leg a little bit, tap the back foot down, and now lift from the thigh. Tap the back foot down and lift from the thigh. Tap the back foot down and lift from the thigh. And as the inner thigh lifts up, press the outer left hip crease back, straighten both legs. Left thigh back, right thigh up. Exhale to lunge. Left butt cheek is cute. Plant the hands, downward dog. Right leg through to pigeon prep. Take the block high in front. Get more weight on the outer edge of the back knee, and then bend the back leg, left hand for left foot. You want the tailbone down so the front of the pelvis lifts. Maybe take the block outside the front hip. Maybe reach the arm up. Belly breath. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths that require the least amount of effort. Gently release. Take it back through dog. If you like to wag that right leg up and back, do your thing. Left side through to pigeon prep. Get more weight on the outer edge of the back knee. Take a block high in front for the left hand so you can support yourself in coming more upright. Beautiful. And then bend the back leg, right hand for right foot. Prioritize the breath. Be where the breath can be full and deep, deep and full. Be where the breath can turn you into your heart. Turn into your heart. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths. And with the exhale, plant the hand, release the foot, downward dog. Take the right leg through to lunge. Take your blocks high to frame your front foot. Hope your hips and heart are going to be so open after this that you're just bouncing out of here today. We're going to lift the back thigh up. That opens the back hip. Can you feel that? Lift the back thigh up and keep lifting it up and back until the front leg straightens. We're going to walk both blocks outside the front foot. Keep the back heel lifting. You can stay right here with the hands on blocks outside the front foot. This is going to be more stable, especially with the back heel lifting. If you feel steady, right hand to right hip crease, tack it back. Press the inner edge of the front foot down as you pull the hip crease back. Lengthen from left hip to left armpit. And maybe right arm to the sky. Try to hug the shoulder blades to each other on the spine. Inhale to untwist. Right hand to the floor. This is goofy. It's like literally called goofy Parsvottanasana. Back heel lifts. Pivot the outer heel to the ground. That's the inner heel. Go outer heel. If you're in studio, you're turning to the brick wall. Front leg is as straight as you can be, straight-ish. And if you feel steady, right hand to right hip crease, tack it back. Okay, now only because I think some people might want this, most people probably won't. You can bring the left block back inside the right foot on the lowest height. Move your right block off to the side. Right hand can hold the right ankle, and you can lift the right ankle up. Take it straight in front of you. It's like warrior three, and maybe take it up to the sky. Otherwise, just stay where you are, both feet on the ground. That's cool too. Go carry. We'll place the foot back down where we got it from. Bend the leg. Spin the back heel up. Downward facing dog. Let the right hip be like nanny to the left hip. Feel the difference? Left foot through to lunge. Blocks to frame the left foot. So like you could casually just come into it by straightening the front leg, but we want to come into it more consciously by taking the top of the back thigh back. So we're coming into it through like opening the back hip to straighten the back leg. To straighten the front leg. And then we'll walk both blocks outside the front foot. Back heel lifts, back thigh lifts. You could stay right here. If you're steady, left hand to left hip crease, tack it back. And as you pull the left hip crease back, the weight will fall to the outer front heel. Resist that push into the inner edge of the front foot for stability as you pull the left hip crease back. Lengthen from right hip to right armpit. Optionally, left arm to the sky. Inhale, feel your belly expand. Exhale, feel your belly contract. Bring the left hand to the block. Lift the back heel high and pivot to the outer back heel and push the inner edge of your back foot towards the floor. Push the inner edge of your front foot towards the floor. You can stay right here. Optionally, right hand places the right block low inside your front foot. Left hand takes the left block out of the way. Left hand can hold the left ankle and lift the left foot up. Take it in front of you, maybe open it to the sky. And then place the foot back where you got it from. Bend the leg, flip the back heel up, take it back to downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to your belly. Make a pillow with your hands. Turn your head to one side. Just enjoy your breath. Feel the unconditional support of the earth beneath you. The unconditional presence of the breath. The presence of the breath as it flows in you, as you, through you, from you. The rhythmic beating of the heart as it reverberates through every fiber of your being. resetting the tone to the frequency of the heart. If your head's turned to one side, turn your head to the other. Your heart is the source of all your values, all your virtues. They're all born of supreme love and divine wisdom. The nature and spirit of your heart comes from supreme love and divine wisdom. You imagine what it's like to show up fully in any situation with the heart fully engaged. We're going to roll onto the back and have your blocks handy. We'll place a block between the inner thighs with the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor and the elbows alongside the waist. It's preparation for bridge pose. So bend the elbows alongside so the palms face each other at the midline and the fingers point towards the sky. And then take a big breath in, and as you hug the block and expand the center, lengthen from hips to armpits so that your shoulders are more in line with the base of your neck. We're not pulling the shoulders down. We're really lengthening from hips to armpits to make more space for more breath. And as you hug the block and press the elbows down, press the center back of your head down. And when you press your head down, can you feel a little more engagement through the upper back? It's like engaging the little muscles at the back of the heart center. And as you press the elbows down and the head down to engage the heart, stand through the feet to lift the hips up into Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. The palms can come to rest anywhere on your midsection, and as you inhale, hug the block, feel the belly expand. As you exhale, feel the belly soften, push your feet down and forward. Feel the bridge grow from inside out, the instrument of connection. Would you like an assist? Yeah. You okay there? Mm-hmm. Nice. Extend the arms straight, push like on the ground, like you can pinch the edges of your mat. And as you press the palms down, press the feet down, lift your hips higher, push through your legs to pump your heart forward, lift your chin a little bit, press the head down, press the feet down, and exhale, slowly lower. Take your feet just a little bit wider so that you're sort of knock-kneed here. You can hold the block nearby or keep it between the legs, totally up to you. So the next bridge pose will have an invitation to move towards Urdhva Dhanurasana if and as you like. Or you could stay in bridge pose. Setu Bandhasana, you can interlace your hands behind your back in the pose. Or you can take a supported bridge pose, stacking 1 or 2 blocks under your hips. So many options here for the heart opener. From least to most weight bearing. You can bend the legs, hug the block between the thighs. Press the elbows down alongside the waist, and as you press the elbows down, puff the chest up, press the head back, feel the upper back engage more behind the heart, and then stand through your feet to lift your hips up. Maybe walk your feet a little closer, heel toe your feet closer, good. Push your feet down and forward to pump your heart forward the opposite direction. And then from here, you might interlace your back and press your wrist knobs towards. Or you might place your hands outside the ears as wide as the mat, and keeping the upper back engaged, come to the top of your head, suck the armpits in, and from the back bottom of your heart, push down to go up. Turn your toes in, turn your hands out, breathe, awesome. And as you push through the legs, pump through the heart. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths as you are. And as you exhale, slowly lower down. Put the block to the side for a moment. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Heel toe your feet as wide as the mat. And let the knees rest against each other at the midline. Enjoy your breath, the support of the earth, and again, the rhythmic beating of your heart as it reverberates in every fiber and every cell of your being. Let both knees fall gently to the right. Can you make sure everyone has a strap? Thank you. 3 more of the deepest, fullest breaths that require the least amount of effort. Can release the arms out to the sides, down to the sides. Elbows can be bent. If people are close by, we do have plenty of space today, so feel free to stretch your wings. Inhale the legs through center, feet as wide as the mat, knees point towards the sky. And on the exhale, let both knees fall gently to the left, the right, the second side, like windshield wipers. And really let gravity and breath take on all effort here. 3 of the slowest, deepest, fullest breaths in and out that require the least amount of effort. Let the breath be so deep, so full that you feel an expansion even in your hips and pelvis as you inhale, and a contraction as you exhale. Inhale the legs to center. Everyone should have a strap nearby. Locate your strap. Stretch your legs out long. Press your heels down so your knees and toes point straight up to the sky, and then manually widen your left butt cheek with your left hand and your right butt cheek with your right hand. Bend your elbows alongside like you would for bridge pose, and as you press your elbows down, lift your chest up and wriggle the shoulder blades together. Press the heels down, the thighs down. Press the center back of your skull down. And now as you exhale, slide the bottom ribs towards the floor and extend the tailbone towards the heels. You might have to inchworm yourself a little longer now. We're gonna bend the right knee over the right hip and take the strap across the ball of the right foot. And now we do Supta Hasta Padangusthasana, but for today we'll call it Supta Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3 on our backs. Hold the strap as close to the foot as you can, keeping the arm bones rooted in the shoulder sockets and the shoulder blades pressing into the earth. So give yourself as much slack as you need to keep the arms in the sockets and the shoulder blades on the ground. And then press the left heel into the ground, the left thigh into the ground. And as you pull, as you sort of guide the foot, like the strap is like you're holding the reins, guide the ball of the foot towards the floor overhead as you press your thigh bone back into your hamstrings. You feel that? Take both sides of the strap in the left hand. Release your right arm out to the side, palm up. Press the right shoulder down. Keep the right shoulder down as you guide the right leg across the midline to the left. This is like Supta Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana, reclined revolved half moon, also known as Supta Hasta Padangusthasana C. Spread the toes, both feet. Inhale to center. Take both sides of the strap in the right hand, open the left arm out to the left, and open the right leg out to the right. Press the left heel and the left thigh down. Inhale the leg to center. And as you release the strap, exhale, float the right leg. Let it stay long as you float it down to the ground. And notice if you feel a difference from side to side. We'll bend the left leg over the left hip. Take the strap across the ball of the left foot. And you want to hold as high towards the foot as you can, keeping the arms in the sockets and the shoulder blades on the back and on the ground. So give yourself as much slack as you need to not be kind of like pulling the arm bones out of the sockets or lifting the shoulders and head up. But hold as close to the foot as you can reach, keeping the connection to yourself and the ground. And then as you use the strap to guide the foot more towards in the direction of the floor overhead, press your left thigh bone back away from your belly. So those are opposite actions that create a deeper opening. We'll take both sides of the strap into the right hand, open the left arm long out to the left, press the left shoulder down, keep the left shoulder down as the left leg travels to the right, across the midline, over to the right. Keep the left shoulder firmly grounded. Belly breathing here. Breathe into what can't be seen but can be felt. On an inhale, we'll come back up through center. Take both sides of the strap into the left hand, open the right arm out to the right, press the right shoulder down. Keep the right shoulder, right heel, right thigh down as you open the left leg to the left. It'll help if you send your pubic bone towards the ground. That'll help stay rooted in your bottom leg. And inhale the leg through center. Pause there, release the strap, and keeping the leg long and strong, float it down to the ground. As you ground through both heels, reach both arms overhead. Supta Urdhva Hastasana. Huge breath in through the nose. Let it percolate inside you for a beat, 2 beats, 3 beats. Exhale through parted lips. Pause at the bottom of the exhale for a beat, 2 beats, 3 beats. Big breath in. And as you exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your legs, and give yourself a hug, an embrace. You can gently rock from side to side, or in little circles to massage the back body here. Bring your feet to the floor, legs together. Take your arms out in cactus, palms up. You might even pinch the top corners of your mat if that's handy. We're going to cross the right thigh over the left thigh, right thigh over thigh. So your hamstrings, the back of your thighs, sit on your quadriceps, the front of your thighs. And now scoot your hips to the right and lower your knees to the left. Inhale through the nose. Pause at the top. Exhale through the nose. Pause at the bottom. Inhale through the nose, belly expands. Breath is deep and full. Pause at the top and take in a little bit more breath and a little bit more. And pause and exhale slowly, completely. Belly contracts. Pause at the bottom. Push out a little bit more breath, a little bit more. And pause at the bottom there. And on your inhale, let the breath breathe you. Exhale naturally. And on your next inhale, draw the legs up through center. Uncross, shift the hips to neutral. Feel the difference from side to side. Legs together, we'll cross the left thigh over the right thigh. Scoot your hips to the left and lower your knees to the right. Let the breath breathe you as you come into the twist. And then step into the currents of the breath, a deep, full breath in. Pause at the top for a beat. Slow, long breath out, completely empty. And pause at the bottom for a beat. Then a slow breath in. Take your time when you get to your top pause, and then see if you can drink in a little bit more breath, maybe one more sip, and pause, And then slowly exhale. And at the bottom of the breath, pause and then see if you can push out a little more breath. And a little bit more. And pause. And then let the breath flow in. And at the top, pause. And sip in a little bit more and pause. And sip in a little bit more and pause. Let it percolate. And then slowly exhale all the breath out. And pause when you think you're empty. And then see if you can draw navel to spine. Push a little breath out through the nose. And a little bit more breath out through the nose. And then inhale naturally. And exhale effortlessly. And on your next inhale, draw the legs up through center. Shift the hips to neutral. Stretch your legs out long. One more time, reach the arms overhead. Huge breath in, deep, full, deeper and fuller. And then draw the breath into the heart. The heart ignites. And let the indwelling light of the heart emanate out, pour out in all directions on the currents of your exhale. Hug your knees in towards your chest when you're ready. One more happy baby or wind relieving pose. So happy baby is to take the knees wide, thread the arms between the legs, and hold the outer ankles or the outer edges of your feet. And rock gently from side to side. Wind relieving pose has the knees wider, but the heels more towards the buttocks as you wrap your arms around your knees and gently rock from side to side. And as you do so, scan your body with your awareness to take this time, this moment, to notice if there's any final poses, movements, adjustments that you need or want to make in order to feel completely prepared to fully relax. You might add or remove layers. You might add or remove props. And as you're ready, spread yourself out on the altar of the earth and make of yourself the sweetest, wholehearted offering upon the altar of the earth. Allow yourself to be held, to feel supported by the unconditional lap of gravity, wherein we are all deeply interconnected. Look for the breath. And as the breath holds your vision, you can just observe the natural currents of the breath as though meditating with eyes open on a coastline, watching the waves come in and watching the waves return out to the horizon. Watch the breath flow in and watch the breath flow out. And if you desire a little more focus, an anchor of concentration, rather than simply observing the breath, you can experiment with inhaling for 8 and exhaling for 8. Invite a slow, deep, full breath in and take it to heart. And allow the breath to slowly flow out of you, heartfelt, in all directions. 2 more times like this. The inhalation ignites the heart, and the exhalation carries the light of the heart from inside out, far and wide. Bathing in breath. As the breath ignites the heart, the splendor of the heart illuminates and inspires the mind and the body. Here in the gift of embodiment, let the spirit that you are begin to gently awaken the body that you have in whatever ways feel good. Wiggling toes and fingers, stretching your arms and your legs. And as the spirit that you are awakens the body that you have, allow the body that you have to embrace, to adorn the spirit that you are. Literally wrap yourself around yourself. The gift of life. The eyes closed, still a steady gaze inward. Can bend the legs, feel both feet on the ground, and take a moment to call yourself down to earth. Keeping the heart engaged, call yourself back to reality. And take a moment to visualize the ways in which you stretch yourself in this practice of yoga, courageously into all of the activities of your daily life. Imagine that. The heart fully engaged in all we do. In so doing, bringing more supreme love and divine wisdom to those in the world around us. When you feel ready, gently roll to one side. You can press through your arms, through your hands to lift yourself up into a seated posture. Just find as comfortable a seat as humanly possible for you in this moment. The eyes closed and the hands folded before the heart. In Anjali Mudra, a final gesture of sincere self-reverence and courageous self-offering. And let's seal in our time together. Let's commemorate all those who have fallen for the values and virtues that we aspire towards, that we enjoy, and still aim to fulfill. Let's invoke blessings for all of those and all of the places fighting for similar values and virtues by offering the voices of our hearts together and sending it out in the form of a final Om. Can feel free to join in or let it wash over you. Deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much for your practice and your presence and for all that you are and all that you do every day of this life. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Happy summer. Sure feels like it. Can't remember a Memorial Day weekend that was this summery in a long time.